because I came so far down that on a day-to-day basis, I realized, well, I have to play my solo queue games with a lot of focus so I can win. And I have to live in a way that I have the most focus, which means having like a good sleep schedule, a good eat schedule, and I mean, not necessarily workout schedule, but be healthy, right? And that made it real easy for me personally to, when I'm in game, just realize that, well, if I'm in game and the game is not going well, there's no benefit to be had at all in getting frustrated, getting upset, getting tilted. And that way I would be able to, stay cool in the game and just think about, well, I want to reach a goal and I know what to do to reach that goal, and then I do it. And that way I have been climbing much harder than I have been before I started doing all this. As well as if you would look at my match history right now, in my past 20 games, I've only lost 4, and there have been plenty of games that I could have lost if I wasn't thinking in this way. Because if I wasn't thinking in this way, and I wasn't before, right, there were games where I would just tilt and give up and say, well, just go next. And that's something that worked really well for me and is working really well for me. And I think Hidon, like I said, can go into further detail of how you can apply this to yourself as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to screen share now, so you can let me know. I mean, I will obviously look. Holy shit. When you are in the screen share. And I'm gonna explain how it works. You don't have to tell me when you're in, I'm just gonna be looking myself. Obviously don't want to miss any of you. Should be somewhat there. Okay, yeah. So how this works is that what he just said, right, is that you have a main goal. So don't write down just yet, we'll do that after. So you have a main goal. What is the main goal? It can change from person to person. It doesn't have to be becoming pro player, challenger. It doesn't have to be that. It can be becoming, you know, professional streamer, making a YouTube channel, whatever. It doesn't even, you don't even have to use this for League only. What do I then have to do to reach LEC or challenger? Okay, then we go one step down the ladder. High ERL. Okay, how do I get to high ERL? I need to get challenger. How do I get challenger? First, I need a good team. After getting challenger. But what do I need to do to get challenger? I need to be consistent, eat healthy, mental, learning about the game. How do I then learn about the game? I need to seek improvement. How do I seek improvement? You know, it can be Vega2, one of the good coaches. It can be me. It can be other people. I don't know these other people, but it can be. Then we go down the ladder, right? We have Grandmaster. Also, that said, you know, you're not guaranteed to hit challenger if you do this, but it helps you and also makes you enjoy the journey instead of, you know, being like really fixated about getting challenger. I need to do this. I need to get challenger. Like, take it slow. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. And before getting challenger, I obviously need to hit Grandmaster. Same thing applies. I just didn't do the lines for it, but it's the exact same thing. And to get master, same things apply. Diamond, same things apply. And you know, it can be way further down. You can be silver right now, doesn't matter. Then we just go further down. The same things apply. In silver though, you can have a shit schedule, and right, doesn't matter because people are just horrendous at the game. But the higher you go, the more important and relevant this is. Because to reach higher, you need to have a schedule. You need to seek knowledge about the game. How do I seek knowledge? Same thing. You don't Vega it too. There are other people. I just don't know these people. Then there is, of course, seeking the right knowledge. You have to be critical when you are when you're seeking knowledge. don't just go to, for example, me, right? Let's say you're going to me and you're like, this guy's just right about everything he says. Be critical, because I'm not always saying the right thing. And the same thing goes for Veigar, the same thing goes for every single one of these people that are coaching or are relevant about the game. You need to be critical. Yeah, and same thing, right? Eating healthy and consistency. And how do I achieve consistency? Well, eating healthy, going on walks, taking breaks is really important when it comes to consistency. There's always gonna be these extra points, right? I could write another point here, and then maybe on this point, let's say consistency comes to mental. How do I get better mental? Well, meditation, working out, yoga, they all help. So this is super important, and this is how you can visualize it. So now we will try to visualize it. So just write down. I'm just gonna remove this quickly. Write down your main goal. What is your main goal? Just grab your pen, grab your notepad, and write your main goal. And then I'm just gonna take one of you, like it doesn't matter who it is, and you just tell me that's that goal. Rasse, what is your main goal?
My goal?
Yeah, what is your main goal? What is your the main goal? It could be winning worlds, it could be, getting challenger. What is your main goal?
Right now, it's just to live off League.
Okay, so going pro.
Yeah.
All right. And, as I said, it can be different from person to person. Doesn't have to be going pro. I will assume that you all did write your main goal now. So now we go down to the next step of the ladder. What is the next step to going pro? What do you think it is for you, Lasse? I'll just take you again.
Sorry?
What do you think your next step on the ladder is to going pro?
As you also talked about, I need to seek knowledge, of
Yeah.
course. And right now, I think actually that's not like the biggest problem I have personally. It's about like my schedule and like my days. It's like very inconsistent.
Just your day-to-day life, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't have a consistent schedule right now, which is like a real problem, I realize.
And, that's something that I think probably 9 out of 10 people in this call have, where they are not consistent about their day. It's just random. You go about your day and it's just random. You don't really have a set way of going about your day. So that's what you will then write after, going pro, is that you will write challenger under that.
Yep.
After, like, how do I then get to challenger? Right? It's the same thing. I need to seek knowledge. I need to get a day-to-day schedule. And what do I do in my day-to-day schedule? That can be, after having written a schedule. And after what you have written in schedule, you go down and then you do, all the schedules. I'm sure that most of you have seen the schedule that I have done with my long-term students. And that's something you have to do on your own. That's not something I can do for you. All right. And then after that you have like written all of those, let's say you're written getting a schedule. What do I do in my schedule? I need to get better mentally, because when I'm playing the game, I'm an absolute psychopath. I'm no joy to play with for my teammates and probably for myself as well. So I need to work on my mental. I work on my mental by maybe doing yoga, going to the gym, going on walks, taking breaks from the game, so I don't queue up already wanting to lose the game or already not wanting to play the game. You have to be in a mental state where you're like, I want to win every single game, or there's no point in queuing up. Yeah. I will just pick someone else. Regan, what is your main goal? I guess if you still have bad mic, I'm not sure. But what is your main goal?
I put win worlds.
Win worlds.
Unfortunately.
That's the biggest goal that you can have as a league player, right? Win worlds. Okay, how do I then need to win worlds? First, right, I need to get on a very good team. I mean, for you, right, your main goal is the biggest one you can do as a league player, right? So for you, you have to have many steps. There is potentially going to your masters, then before going to your masters, you have to get into a good team. And before going to worlds, you have to get into the LEC. Right? There are so many steps for you.
Yeah.
It's completely okay to aim as high as you possibly can. As long as you are aware that there are many steps before reaching worlds and before having a chance to win worlds.
Yep, I wrote down worlds and then I was like, okay, what's the step before that? Yeah. I was thinking become a pro, and I was like, no, it's not. It's become one of the best pros in the world, and then before that is become a pro.
Yes, exactly. There are many steps before you can get to worlds and before you can have a chance at winning worlds, right? You can't go to worlds being a fourth place team in LEC and expecting to win, right?
Yep.
So for you, you just have to be aware that there are many steps. All right, I'll just take one last one, and then I think you all get the point. And then we will go to Hyper, because Hyper is one of the worst students that I have when it comes to consistency and schedule, and he will just explain to you how it is for him. Shefty, can you tell me your main goal?
Yeah, I can. But by the way, I think you server muted Hyper. So
yeah, I know. I will unmute him when it comes to it. I just don't want him to say anything.
My main goal is like also LEC/pro player, so pretty basic. But I know for me personally, I struggle a lot with having like a clear thought process and schedule on like what I want to do in my day, and not just like I tend to just wake up and like, oh, I guess I just play until I'm good, which is not the right way to improve.
Exactly.
I mean, of course, it works for some people if you're like 15 years old and you're just challenger because you're insane. But you need to have a proper schedule to actually improve and go on to the next place that you want to go to.
Yeah.
And for me, I know like the next step for me is obviously there's challenger, but I know I need to have way better consistency. Need to actually seek knowledge and not just, I guess, tell myself I'm seeking knowledge to like fool myself to think I'm taking like the easy path, and actually do the work without trying to skip every step there is. I think
exactly.
That's the best part for me to do next.
Yeah. It's you can think of it like this. I mean, not all of you will understand this reference, but let's say you're going for an objective, right? You're going for Drake, but we are going for the Drake without having any control over the Drake. Of course, then we are 50-50ing it, and we're not sure of the play working. And the same goes for your life. If you're not sure about what you want to do, you can't expect success. All right, Hyper, try to be as serious as you can. I know it's an issue for you, but just tell them how it is for you.
Yo, I'm Hyper. I'll try and talk slow because my accent can be quite difficult to keep up with if you're not like native English speaking. But this is for like the people that struggle with mental a lot. I can personally say, like the routine and stuff, it helps, but understanding like where a lot of your mental comes from, like I have no doubt if any, like there's probably a few people in this like call that I've been in game with and I've mentally exploded and just ruined the entire thing for everyone. Because when it comes to League, it took me a while to realize that because I had so much passion, I guess, about the game or obsession over committing so much time to the game, it ended up being like way more attached to my life than it should. The thing with League, routine, diet, and getting your normal life helps a lot, but also detaching League from your normal life is really important. Because when League's so involved in your life and you make League so much about your life, the bad days hit really hard. Like, having like a few losses in solo queue should not equate to your complete day ruined, which it will do for a few people because they're so committed to League and they want to do so much with League. And the idea of like, for people that maybe you've been playing the game for 2 years, or you've spent a lot of time on League, knowing that you're not somewhere right now will eat you up if you let. You can't let the past get so much down on you, because if I had a shit day on solo queue, I thought, fucking hell, I've spent all this time to amount to nothing. And the thing is, when you do that, it only causes negative. It doesn't do anything for you. Having like, if I had a shit day yesterday, what would thinking about that do for us today? It does nothing. It's all about thinking forward and thinking in the long term, because League's not something where you wake up one day, you challenger, you wake up one day, you jump from master to grandmaster. Really, and it's a team game. So the best way to look at it is over the course of a month. If you climb over the course of a month, you deserve to climb. If you don't climb over the course of a month, you probably don't deserve to climb. Because League, it's not a game where you just spam out 3 days, boom, you're ranked up. It takes a lot of time. So when that bad day comes around, you have to think of it not as that bad day. It's a setback, but overall, it's not that big a setback. It's a setback in 30 days. And then tomorrow will probably be a good day, or there'll be a good day to balance out the bad day. And you just got to stay on the bigger picture. So I can tell you, like, getting the routine, but also detaching League from your normal life and just treating it as a game, having fun. Don't obsess over winning or climbing. Of course, care about climbing, but don't obsess over it, because that, in the end of the day, that's what will come to bite you. And then when you obsess over it, you'll stop looking at improvement. You'll care. You'll feel a really strong sense of like hatred towards people, because when you obsess over the game, you start seeing people as what's the term for it? Obstacles. The players in your game become obstacles. If someone's doing bad, they're an obstacle to you because you're so obsessed with the game. All you see is them as a problem, and then you lash out at them, which is what happened for me a lot. If someone got in my way in a game, done a bad game, I'd sense so much hatred for them because I was so obsessed with League. And then it would get to a point spamming 15 games a day. And the third game will make us unhappy. The next 12 games, I'd be fucking unhappy about those 12 games. I'd queue to lose. I'd queue to just get angry at everyone. I'd completely flip. And then it would ruin the day. All the progress I made last week be completely killed. And it all comes down to consistency. So just, if you want to improve in this game, just do yourself a favor and detach it from your real life. You have to think of the bigger picture. You have to go in the game wanting to play well. If you have a bad game, just stop. Don't let it attack your mental, because when your mental falls, everything else falls around you, and you'll just be unhappy. There's like no alternative.
All right, thank you, Hyper. Drop, do you have anything you want to say? If not, then we can just do some questions, but not to make it like really unplayable for me. Do the questions, just write, one in the general chat so I know if you actually have a question or not.
No, I don't have anything more to add right now.
Okay, perfect. But yeah, if you have any questions, just write one in general chat, or write anything in general chat. And then you can just unmute and ask. If not, then we are relatively done for now, and I hope it actually helped you visualize your goals and visualize how to how to actually improve and how to seek improvement. Thanks for the time. No problem. All right. Have a good one then, everyone. And if you have any questions you don't want to ask in here, that's also fine. You can just ask me in DMs. That's also okay. All right.